So one of these will definitely be up, I'd say. Now, back in the day, back in first year, you guys learned about simultaneous equations. So as an example, you guys learned about, not circles anyway. You guys learned about something like x plus y. X plus y equals 5 and 2x plus y equals 3, and you did it like in a normal, conventional manner. So you'd have a simultaneous equation like this. Everybody remember how to do them? You add them straight downwards, don't you? You get 2x equals 8, and then you get x equals 4. Is that okay with you guys? So you guys are able to do these, no questions asked, okay? So they're pretty easy for you, no bother, okay? Now, what's the difference between that equation there and, let's say for argument's sake, this one here? This is the worst possible example actually, but we'll give it a go. Everybody tell me what's the difference? Huh? Yeah, the x squared. It means that you don't really do it in this manner. You do it in a different manner. So, this is two linear equations. How do I know they're two linear equations? When you draw them, they make a line. This one doesn't. This one's a quadratic and this one's a linear. How do I know this one's a quadratic? That's an x squared. It could have a y squared, or it could have an x multiplied by a y. Now, in cases like this, what we do with the linear is we choose a letter to get on its own. Anybody have a suggestion? Should we get x on its own or y on its own using the linear? There's a choice. You can do either. So let's do them both out and see what happens. If we move the 2x over the other side, what one do we get on its own? If we move the 2x over to from the left to the right, what happens? Yeah, that's nice. Alright? Now, if you did x, what would happen? You move the y over the other side. What happens when you move the y over the other side? Equals 2 minus y. Then x equals 2 minus y over 2. Which one do you think is the easier option? We don't want to be that guy who goes down the really difficult path again. Okay? So which option do you think you should take? They're both correct, by the way. It's just one of them's a lot harder than the other one. Which one's the easy one? Why is blue easier? No fractions. Does that make sense? Blue's easier because there's not any fractions, okay? So we'll just ignore the yellow route and we'll do the blue route now. What do you think I can do with the quadratic equation now? What do you think I can do here? Substitute it in, and what happens? We get 4x squared and take away whatever y is. And what is y? Exactly. Then what do I get here? 4x squared plus 2x and minus 2. You're correct. Divide by, anybody? 2. Okay. Reference number is? Reference number? 2 times minus 1. Minus 2. Break it up into two parts. You're going to be doing one in a second, so please pay attention. So it's 2x squared plus 2x, yeah? Take away 1x minus 1. Alright, Evan, continue on. 2x into? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're just a bit too fast for me, but I'll get there. 2x minus 1 equals 0, yeah? And then 2x equals 1, x equals? Yeah. Now, I've done nothing wrong, but I'm still not entitled to full marks. Why am I not entitled to full marks? I didn't get any y values. So go back to the top, and what did I use earlier? Would everybody agree I used this? A second. Would everybody agree I used? Oh dear. That didn't work well. Alright, just get rid of that part. Alright. I used y equals 2 minus 2x, okay? So, when I write down y equals 2 minus 2x here, what do I need to do next? How many? I have to do this twice. Why do I have to do it twice? Two different x values. So I put minus 1 in here. What's the y value going to be? Into the calculator with it, you get 4. If I put in this one here, put it into the calculator, you get y equals 1. Everybody cool with that? Can anybody summarize the technique for me? At the very beginning, what do? You identify which one is quadratic, which one is linear. What do I do next? Do I use the quadratic or the linear first? Using the linear first, get one letter on its own, and then substitute it into the quadratic. Off you go. Alright, in class now, will you guys try question 5 for me? Question 5. So in doing these equations, you identify one is the quadratic, one is the linear. Using the linear equation, get one letter on its own, so you get x equals 7 minus y. Then you rewrite the quadratic. But what you do instead of x, what you put in instead of x. Anybody know? The 7 minus y goes in there instead. Now you have 7 minus y multiplied by 7 minus y. Bring the 25 out the other side. And now you're going to multiply out the 7 minus y by 7 minus y. So you're going to get 49 minus 7y minus 7y plus y squared plus another y squared take away 25 equals 0. 2y squared minus 14y plus 24 equals 0. Who got this far? Okay, what's a good idea to do here? You could divide by 2, couldn't you? Make it easier. Alright, and I'll pause there. I'll let you finish off yourself. Two numbers that multiply to give me plus 12, but add to give me minus 7. I'm going for y minus 3 and y minus 4. All day long, y equals 4, y equals 3. Then my x value is 7 take away y, so x equals 7 take away whatever y is. So I just put the two of them up there, and then I put in the two numbers. I put in 3 and 4. So the two answers respectively are x equals 4 and x equals 3. Now you're moving on to question 8, okay? Question 8. We'll just get x on its own, will we? So what happens when you get x on its own, Evan? X equals 4 minus y. That's the linear. Now you go to the quadratic. Anywhere you see an x, what has to be there instead? Anywhere there was an x, what are you going to put in instead? 4 minus y. That's going to be 4 minus y. That's going to be 4 minus y. Now you got to multiply that out, get the two x values, and then get the two y values, okay? Enjoy. As he said here, we end up with subbing that in. That's going to be 4 minus y by 4 minus y. That's going to be our y squared. That's going to be minus 16 minus 4y plus 2. Multiply this out, we're going to get 16 minus 4y minus 4y plus y squared. Please remember there's two y squareds in there, okay? Not one, there's two of them. I have to make that mistake if you can help it. Now, y squared plus y squared is 2y squared. That means minus 12y for that. 16, take away 16, just a plus 2 at the end, is it? Plus 4. Is that correct? Did I make a mistake? Where's the mistake? Here? This line? This line? This line? I made a mistake up here. Is it a plus? So minus 4 by 4 is 16. Minus 4, oh, plus 4y. Thank you. Alright. Now, yeah, I was wondering because I was like, I can't actually do that equation, so I was worried. Alright, so that's minus 4y and that's plus 2, is that it? I think you're only going to get one answer for this. Anybody get this? It ends y minus 1 and y minus 1 equals 0, which means y equals 1. Yes? Yeah, did you same answer? What was your a value? Yeah, b value? Minus what? Yeah, that's where we differ. 5 minus 2. Oh. Which formula did you use, Liam? Did you use the purple one or the red one? Yeah, so you should have had a equals 2, b equals minus 4, c equals 2. Yeah, different numbers. Alright. So lads, now that we know that y equals 1, what can we say about x then? X equals 4, take away y, and what's y in this case? 1, and x equals 3. Alright guys. Hard is it, Charlie? More than likely, just check that you didn't make a mistake with the fractions and the common denominator. That's where the fifth year is messed up. Alright guys, really quickly. Do you see the looks of question 7? What's the great thing about question 7? What's the great thing about question 7 compared to the other ones we just did? It's pretty much already done, isn't it? Just write down the quadratic. See the quadratic, everybody? Do everybody agree that's the quadratic? Look at the linear underneath. What can I change that y for? Yeah, it's really handy. See that? 2x minus 4, no bother, yeah? So here's what I want you to do tonight. I want you to do question 6, question 7. Sorry, 4, 6, 7, and 9. Okay, that's for homework. Okay. Question 4, 6, 7, and 9. What page is that on? What? 60. Alright. I'll just go. And I did 3, 5, and 8 today.